Agentic commerce is taking a start from with AI. So AI is feeding the agentic commerce, and agentic commerce is going to boom. It's going to be very big.
Hello, welcome to an episode of ITWeb on the road. I am Sinikyo Msekandaba. I'm joining you from the Visa Payments Forum in Paris, and joining me today to discuss what's been happening today is Michael Berner. He is the head of South and East Africa at Visa. Michael, hello, welcome. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you very much. Great to be here with you.
Yes, it's great to be here. We're in Paris. It's sunny. It's warm.
It's an amazing weather, indeed.
Away from the cold South Africa weather. So, Michael, I just want to hear from you in terms of, the first 6 months of the year. We've seen that they've been characterized by, geopolitical headwinds. We've seen the Middle East conflict in the Middle East. And there's also been an escalation in terms of, cyber threats. I want to hear from you. What are some of the trends that you're observing from a financial point of view that's happening in the region, South and East Africa?
Definitely. Thank you for the great question. In terms of the trends which we observe is continued accelerated digitization of payments. So we see that more and more payments becoming cashless, and the drive which governments have, the drive which financial institutions have, and the demand from the new generation, from Gen Z, is very much coming into one space, making payments seamless, making payments sort of invisible, making payments safe. And I think the safety of payments is also, talking about the trends, is trend which we observe very, very clearly. So the focus on making payments protected from fraud and bringing new technology into everything we do. And talking about technology, what makes payments invisible and quick and also at the same time safe is AI. AI is a major trend now. It is coming to every part of our lives. It is coming to pretty much all elements of the financial services ecosystem. And we expect that AI will drive even more new use cases, and they drive massive change in the financial services in the future.
And I suppose that also speaks to agentic commerce, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Agentic commerce is taking a start from with AI. So AI is feeding the agentic commerce, and agentic commerce is going to boom. It's going to be very big.
Yes, but we can't run away from the fact that, yes, it's going to boom, but there's also, the Africa is always considered a bit of a late adopter. And we see that with the Visa Stay Secure survey, with the respondents saying that, yes, we'll use AI for advice and, other parts, but not necessarily for it to complete the transaction for me. Like we've got a small percentage saying that they would allow AI to complete that transaction. What does that look like in terms of, Africa? How does that picture look like for the continent?
I think we would be surprised. Yes, there is a general notion that Africa could be a later adopter and stuff like that. Not really. I think the demand in Africa for the modern, sophisticated ways of payment and sophisticated ways of commerce is growing, is very high. So we would see a few players coming up. I think it takes a couple of players to take it, to adopt it, to make it big, and then everybody else would join.
And we should get to that point.
I'm absolutely sure we will be there.
Yes. And I just also want to hear Michael, who also he spoke about, digital payments, Gen Z driving a lot of that. But we know that majority, let's say 1.2 billion are still outside of the digital, financially, not financially included. But I want to hear, what does financial inclusion look like for the continent? Is it just a matter of a peer-to-peer transaction between myself and a friend, or is it maybe me just using my bank to make payments or etc.? But like for the continent, what does digital or financial inclusion look like from your perspective?
From my perspective, I think that would be financial inclusion is something what governments are pushing very hard. It stands very high on agenda of pretty much every central bank governor I met in the last 6 months, and I met with many of them. So it means that the processes of opening accounts for banks must be improved. It must become more digital, completely paperless. the account opening process should take like a few minutes rather than like a week. Then we see new entrants coming to the markets, and that's mobile money operators, that's various fintechs, various payment facilitators, and they would drive financial inclusion on both ends. Opening more accounts, basically giving opportunity for people who were not part of financial ecosystem to become part of that, and also where these people supposed to use their funds, money, increase adoption of payments from acceptance standpoint. So we see that happening. Visa plays a very big role of bringing technology, creating platforms for that, bringing ideas, innovations, and helping every market participant to lend them and make the best out of them. So that's what we generally do.
And are there any challenges that you would anticipate, and how would Visa try to assist in that, resolving some?
There are always challenges. The world is full of challenges, but our job is to overcome them and figure out the way to make sure that even complicated feature becoming something what could be adopted by even not very sophisticated player in the market. So that's our job.
And if agentic commerce is the next wave that we're talking about, we'll probably be hearing about in the
You'll hear more and more about that.
foreseeable future. And trust is still a very big thing for consumers. Whose responsibility is it to actually drive that trust or build trust for the consumers to get onto the wave of agentic AI?
I think it is our joint responsibility. It is certainly all the operators of the payment systems itself, banks, mobile money operators, fintechs, and the governments. So I think together we must ensure that the whole payment ecosystem is safe, secure, and the trust is, to your point, is actually inbuilt into that, because everything there starts with trust.
And so tomorrow I hear you guys, Visa will be meeting its partners and talking about some of the solutions and products that are coming. What are some of the Southern and East African partners that Visa has partnered with? What can they look forward to as their conference progresses?
Well, we partner with thousands of fintechs and payment facilitators and big ecosystem players. So we partner with M-Pesa in Kenya. We partner with actually Pay Inc. in South Africa. We partner with Makuro across Africa. We partner with large Pan-African banks, and we partner with the local banks. We partner with pretty much everyone who is open for partnerships. And we're looking to build even more partnerships in the future, because we are true believer in the fact that with partnerships, you can solve complex issues. So if there is a complex issue, it is better solved by the right partner and with the right level of discipline. You need to have a strong plan, and you need to make sure that this plan is executed.
And with the rise of stablecoins, what does that look like for the African continent? What are you observing? Or
I think that would change quite a lot of things. So now there are many countries which are struggling with availability of foreign currency. So foreign reserves for them is a big challenge. By bringing stablecoin concept and by exploring this across the continent, we have better chances to execute financial inclusion. So more and more people would be financially included. And we already hear that in Kenya, for example, and in a few other countries, there is a very big demand for stablecoin related products, for stablecoin backed cards, for settlement in stablecoins. So and we're working with many players to bring it to life.
awesome. Michael, thank you so much for your
Thank you very
for
much.
your time. It was lovely being here and you joining us for this short interview from the Visa Media Day.
Thank you very much. Very nice
Thank
meeting
you.
you. Thank you. All the best.
That was Michael Berner. He is the head of South and East Africa at Visa. For more on these, stay tuned.